Good.
All right. So, welcome to Save Our Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Dominic. Derek wishes he could be here. He is sick.
A little under the weather.
Derek is one of those guys who is always sick. And it's not a fault of his own, but it is a fault of his own at the same time.
Just unlucky.
Don't travel, bro. Very happy to be joined with my guy, Charley from Winona Kicks. I've been following you for a while on my personal account.
Okay.
The podcast following is a little bit newer, but I have been following you on my personal account.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely, dude. I've always enjoyed, well, first, I saw Winona and I'm like, oh, Minnesota, must be Minnesota.
Yep. There's not many Winonas.
Well, right. And my mom got her master's from St. Mary's, which is down in Winona.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's the only time I've ever been to Winona.
There you go.
But no, and then you're like, hey, I'm in Maple Grove. I'm like, I live in Andover.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a quick 15-minute drive. The reason I asked you to come on was I saw you started doing the quest for the most comfortable golf shoe.
Yes.
And there's so many.
There's a ton.
So many. And I'm excited to kind of talk about them and see how far you've come. And obviously, I have my crate of shoes that I want to get some reactions on because there's a couple of them that aren't your standard golf shoes.
Yep.
And then I have some sneakers because you and I both love sneakers. You got the Travis's on. I got my Levi 4s. I got the cool ones, though, because the tag says Levi's.
Yeah,
I did. So when I was buying them, this is totally off topic. They were like tagged and untagged or whatever the wording was, and I was like, "What the hell does that mean?" And I'm like, I kind of want them to say Levi's.
Yep.
I think the ones that don't say Levi's are more expensive.
Yeah, it's kind of. I'm not super. I had the blue pair for a little bit, but I'm not. I was not in sneakers back in 2017. I kind of got into it over COVID. So
okay.
They're super sweet.
I've been doing this since high school.
There you go.
So I put in time.
Yeah, you've been on the block more.
Been doing it. Yeah. I guess we can start talking about the sneakers a little bit because we're already on it. My first sneaker, and you're gonna go, what the hell, was the Son of Mars Low, the black grape, or what I think they call them black grape. They're the.
What year was that?
2013 or 14.
Okay, there you go.
So I graduated high school 2015.
Okay.
I just got invited to my 10-year reunion. Makes me feel
there you go.
super old. Don't say that.
Well, I have my 5-year here. This coming
5 years doesn't mean anything.
But I don't even know if they're having one for 5 years. But
we couldn't. That was COVID. That was 2020.
There you go.
Oh, I don't think we did any. Well, I don't think we planned on it.
I don't think.
Not a whole lot changes after 5 years. I look identical 10 years later, which everyone's gonna go, "That's Dom," and be like, "Hi, I'm Dom." So I'm excited for that. But that was my first pair of sneakers, and I loved them because it was the 3, 4, 5. I think that's all they were at the time because I think the Spizike is an entirely different set of Jordans.
And hybrid.
Yeah, and that kind of just opened up a rabbit hole. And I wish I still had those because there's so much sentimental value to me with those, but I don't have them anymore.
It's a bummer.
It's one of those things that at that time I'm like, I don't care. And even to this day, I don't care. They're shoes, right? It's kind of like how people look at cars or cameras. It's a tool.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
There's collectors in every space. I always compare it to watches or artwork or cars. It's another one where a lot of people, a pair of shoes is one of the only things that you decide on every single day. You wear it every single day. It's like one of those pieces of items that you live with. So it's one of those things that you can get really deep in it, or you can go really surface level and just buy a pair of shoes every 6 months and wear through them. And
which there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
not at all. I wish I was like that because then that means I'm wearing everything consistently enough to need a new pair.
Yeah,
I know.
Once you're in it, you can't get out.
Yeah, even the shoes I wear to work. So I'm not wearing sneakers to work. I stand 8 hours. Not a chance.
Yeah.
But even those, I'm like, I could wear a different pair of shoes to work every day. And everyone's like, you got to stop. I'm like, but I want them.
Yeah, might as well.
And I brought a couple. Sneakers are important to me. And I want to
check them out.
I want to get some reactions.
Let's do it.
So we'll save these for last because this one's a little bit different.
Okay.
That one, I know your guy Seth is a runner. And I watched him review the Pegasus.
Yep.
This is a sample of a shoe that just came out that is like blowing up in the running industry. So save that one for last.
Save it.
So staying on top of a golf, these are my custom.
Did you do these?
Hell no.
Okay.
I'm not
'Cause
that.
They're pretty good custom.
I am not that. No, I have a dude. His name's Luke. He does leaderboard customs. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram.
Don't know.
So we throw what we call shindigs with Safe Bars. Shindigs are golf tournaments, golf events.
Yep.
And this was the first shindig we did, and I wanted to commemorate it, and now I've started to commemorate every shindig. So obviously we did it in the Bay Area.
Yep.
I'm a Niners fan, so you know we got the FTTB.
Unfortunate. I'm a Vikings fan.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
But we got the FTTB all over Faithful to the Bay.
Yep.
We got the Stingray swooshes. We took kind of inspiration from a bunch of different things. We've got Bay Area on the back of one of the heel, and then LBC on the other. That's not Long Beach Crips as much as I want it to be, because I think it'd be funny and kind of tie back in. Leaderboard Customs. That shoe, you're looking at it, you're like, where'd that swoosh go? We took that shit off.
I love it.
That is the golf course logo.
Looks like a Pheasant Acres logo.
Never been there.
You've never been to Pheasant Acres?
No, I know what it is. Isn't that the one around here?
It's in it's like past St. Michael. Yeah, it's probably
around here.
15 minutes from here.
Yeah, so that's the golf course logo. We don't talk about that golf course though, because they did us dirty.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then we got the San Francisco cityscape with the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yep.
I thought it was beautiful. And then I love tacos, and the Bay Area has tacos.
Yep.
I had to show a little bit of love.
Yeah, these are cool.
That was a hit. Everyone's like, first of all, I was drunk. To nobody's surprise. And I'm running around in these. They're like, where'd you get those? I'm like, they're customs. And then I had to run over to the next group. So that is the first pair of customs we did.
Yeah, the one those have been hot. I had a pair that I wore quite a bit. I don't know, something about it, just they weren't super comfortable. But I really like the look of them. I like that they dropped a ton of colorways of them. I think it's a solid golf shoe if you kind of want a hybrid of a sneaker and a golf shoe at the same time.
Part of me being in Minnesota, it's going to snow pretty soon. The traction on these, you could almost just wear these like in the snow.
That's a good idea. I've never thought of that.
Because they're waterproof to an extent.
That's a good idea.
Like then,
think of it.
Because then it's like maybe the wife has, you maybe you have to like explain it to her, and you're like, hey, multi-use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
This was the most recent one we did for the shindig that was here in Minnesota.
There you go. We
got the new flag.
Yep.
Luke does. I only use Luke. Luke is my guy. So these are leaderboard again. I have a billion different ideas. That is like the issue when he and I get together. We're like, hey, how are we gonna do this? And I'm like, dude, I want this, 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 and this. And he goes, hey, what about this? And I'm like, beautiful.
Especially when it comes to shoes too. There's so many possibilities.
These are filthy. I wasn't even drinking this day. It was just dirty. So yeah,
cool with the Minnesota.
So yeah, we did the new Minnesota flag. So that one says Minnesota. This one says Shindig. So Minnesota Shindig. And we originally had just the lace things white, and I'm like, it's just kind of boring, and it kind of stood out a little too much, and I felt like it was a little weird. And I'm like, what if we do an elephant print? And he's like, what if we do cream?
Well, it's good because just the natural yellowing on these white pairs that blends in.
Well, then we did the cream liner to match it.
Okay, so I thought that was yellowing, but it's
no.
There you go.
No,
I'm like, why does it match so?
No. Yeah, no. I don't know what this. I don't know what he does.
It's a dip dye.
Yeah, so he dyed it. It's cream. It matches.
Yeah, that's why it matches. So
it's beautiful. I don't know why they're so dirty. I didn't know that.
They gotta wear their golf shoes. They get dirty.
I only wear these once.
Sounds like golf shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm only going to wear these once because to me it symbolizes something.
Once, clean them up, put them on display.
Yeah, and it's something, Derek and I sink 7, 8, 9 months into doing these events, and I'm like, I want to commemorate it other than just pictures and videos.
Yeah.
This is me commemorating it. So in many ways, this is like my trophy.
I love it.
So, and I get to share it with my guy, Luke, and Luke is in Oklahoma. I bought the second pair on Goat because they quit making just the all whites. Now you have to get them with like the gator skin and everything.
Oh, okay.
And the gators, I guess you can't do stuff on the toe as easily.
Probably not.
So I bought those on Goat, and then I held on to them. And I'm like, realistically, I should have had him buy it, ship it to him, do everything, and then ship it to me, and I would have just paid for it. Hindsight's 2020.
Yep.
It is what it is. I'm like, dude, these are so cheap right now. And before, I'm, I'm like, I don't know what we're doing.
So well, I mean, if you're gonna stock up on 10 pairs, this is the market to do it.
I should. I only bought one.
There you go.
I'm dumb. I'll have to buy
Always
more.
buy more.
Um, the next two are more normal sneakers that are just kind of important to me. I know I grew up skateboarding. SBs were the thing for me in like middle school,
Mm-hmm.
and then I broke my ankle. So me being a photographer, I know,
There you go.
I know,
Polaroid.
Polaroids. I forgot how uncomfortable SBs are.
I wear SBs all the time, so I'm biased. But
Holy shit, they kill my feet.
these are you know what's funny is I don't have a pair of these. I have the Big Brother, the camcorders,
Oh,
the VX1000,
yeah.
the Japanese exclusives. That's kind of because I was never a Polaroid person. I was
I've
never into skateboarding or anything like that.
So I don't own a Polaroid,
There you go.
but I love photography.
Yep.
And photography has taken me so many places.
Same.
And it's one of those things where when these were announced, I was like, need them. Don't care.
Yep.
I need them. And obviously, I don't think they did very well.
No, they didn't. I mean, they $150. Retail's about 110. They're probably up to 150 because they came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But it split level, white on the bottom, black up top, multicolor swoosh. I mean,
I get it. It's kind of a niche shoe, but I think the story is really cool. And I think that's the part.
well, that's what we just talked about. These is like
And
a story together.
and I think that's the thing that non-sneaker people don't understand.
Yeah.
Right? Like sometimes, obviously, we're at the age of sneakers where nobody really camps out anymore.
No, it's online.
I never camped out.
Neither.
I just wasn't like, I was like 15, 16. I'm like, I'm not going to go sleep on the corner. I'm going to get shot.
Yeah.
Maybe not in Minneapolis, but
now.
maybe now, yeah. But I'm like, I need these. And there's a theme with me. I wear all my shoes. Unless they're unless they're physically not wearable. Like I have an OG 12 from 97.
Yep. Yeah, you
Can't wear those. No, they're not even my size. But I wanted a shoe as old as I was. And I bought them for my birthday one year.
That's cool.
And I was like, they're the French Blues.
Yep.
Or Obsidian. French Blue. French Blues, because they came out when he was in the playoffs, still wearing the 11s.
Yep.
That's how those work. This is kind of a niche pair, and I don't know if you're familiar with these. I know you have the newer pair.
If it's a one, I'm probably pretty familiar.
It is a one, but this is one that people look at me and go, "Where did you get those? And how did you get them?"
So it's not some GR or anything.
It is, but it's an old GR.
Okay.
And I bought these on clearance, which are always the best stories.
Oh, I know those.
So these are
Metallic Reds,
the pre-85 ones. Yep. So I bought these on clearance, and this is one of those shoes that before the retro came out,
we're going for a ton of money.
I didn't know that. I bought these things on clearance, and I wear them. Like
the blue ones, the sails, I
need the purples,
blacks. Yep, the satin purples. I had a pair of those that I wore a ton, so I'm very familiar with those.
So this is a pair of shoe that I love.
Yep,
and
it's a good one.
I was dumb and bought the new one early.
I did.
I should have waited.
Yeah, I bought a pair for. I think I spent $250 on a pair, and then I paid retail for a pair as well.
And so now I have
two pairs.
And now you can buy them like $110,
$10, yeah, roughly.
Which makes me sad. But I mean,
this is a different cut on those. It's a different feel.
This is one that before the red, everyone's like, "Where'd you get those?" I'm like, "I bought them on clearance." They're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I've been doing this." And this is
good old days. That's kind of the era we're in now, is you can get stuff on clearance again.
Which I love, because my favorite Jordans aren't even the ones. They're actually the sixes. 6s and 7s, and nobody fucks with 6s or 7s anymore, which is wild.
Yeah, I mean, we're not in a retro era. We're in the era of different shoes. I mean, it's like those Brooks or Hokas or Asics, or I'm a big Saucony person. I mean,
I just picked up a Omni 9 from Saucony.
Omni Grid.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, we're just in a different era right now.
Well, and the cool part is, like we were talking before, I work in the running industry. I work with Saucony.
Yep.
Do you know what the Omni Grid is?
No.
It's their stability system. So now it's most Sauconys now are a little bit different with their stability system, but the Omni Grid was their support system in the shoe.
Okay.
So you go home after this, find your Omni.
Yep.
The cushioning roughly right here will be softer, and then when it starts to wrap around your heel and up the inside of your foot, it's firmer.
Interesting.
That has to do with the stability aspect of your
Okay,
shoe.
you know where I got that from.
So if you pronate, that's what that's for. It helps your heart. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's a good transition. I work in the running industry. It's super fun. My reps I've been working with for years. I just hit 7 years with the same company. So it is very important to me that I do have these relationships.
Mm.
My Brooks reps are great. There's two of them. This one is courtesy of Tom and Heather, thankfully. I kept bugging Heather. I'm like, you're giving samples to all the staff but me. The guy with the shoes. And she's like, what size are you? I'm like, 11. She's like, okay, well, I'll do my best. I'm like, not thinking anything of it.
Yep.
So these just dropped. This is the new Glycerin Max from Brooks, and mine's a sample.
It all looks crazy.
So it is stupid light.
Yeah, this is definitely. Does it have a carbon plate in it?
Nope.
Okay, so it's not like a marathon, like a one-time wear.
No, and the only companies that do one-time wear shoes, I hate to say it, are the really hypey ones.
Yep, Nike's got their Vapor Fly.
Adidas has that $500 one as well.
These are impressive. Yeah, that midsole is like nothing I've really seen. It's super soft, but it's also like wide.
Yeah.
A lot of the running shoes, they get really skinny in the back.
Yeah.
These don't, which I like.
You want the tech breakdown?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
So the cool part with Brooks is they're the number one company in running. Like in terms of like market share, it is Brooks. And it's Brooks. I can't say by a mile anymore. It would be Hoka, but Hoka has serious like
caught up.
Hoka has supply issues though. Every year there's a shortage, and we're just like, yeah, we're stocking up where we can.
They're hot right now. I mean,
Hoka. So
they're real hot right now.
Hoka's been hot for like 10 years. It's just now everybody's finding out about Hoka. We haven't been able to keep Hoka in stock.
The general public is
not just runners.
Yeah, my wife's wearing Hoka's. It's her daily shoe.
I wear them to work all the time, but I've been wearing them since
they're
forever.
Not even necessarily. It's the same thing we're seeing with Saucony and New Balance and Asics.
Yes,
a general purpose shoe.
And now
it's just a running shoe.
Exactly. So the tech breakdown on these is a little crazy. There's no carbon plate.
Okay, I like that.
It's meant to be your daily trainer that you can also marathon, half marathon. Mm-hmm. If you want to be a hardo and do a 5K in these, you can definitely do a 5K in these. It's got 3 different kinds of cushion. So the outside carry is DNA tuned. Basically, Brooks has been doing a lot of really cool things with nitrogen.
Really?
Really. So the yellow pod you're seeing is going to be the same cushioning that they use in their Hyperion Max, which is one of their speed trainers.
Okay.
There's a little pad in the heel that isn't colored. That's going to be what they're using in their like Ghost Max, stuff like that. And that's going to be an easy roll. So then when you push off with your toe, it pops just like a racing shoe would.
Interesting.
But, as we were talking about, Hokas are big and Hokas are everywhere. Every company has their own quote unquote Hoka at this point. This is like Brooks Hoka, but it's way cooler.
It's very similar to a Hoka. I love the logo on the side. That's super cool.
Did you? Yeah, it's like rubberized. I like
since 1914.
Yeah, Brooks has been around a hot minute. So
yeah, that's very cool.
This is my sample. It's my only sample.
There you go.
And my rep's like, "Hey, have you been wearing them?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I've yet to put them on, and I refuse to ever put them on. I bought a pair just to wear them. These retail $200.
The final sample? Is this the?
This is like a final sample, yeah. So there's not a whole lot
very
different.
Similar to the.
I think really the only difference might be that this logo isn't gray on the new ones. I think it's black.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I think that could be the only difference that I've noticed. Otherwise, it is very similar. It's just something that, like, never really had in my collection. I'm not one of the collectors who goes, man, I need a sample from XYZ or man.
No, I'm getting there. I just got into samples probably 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Obsessed with it. That's the thing about sneakers that I really like. I love accessibility. I love how everyone can buy a pair of shoes and get the colorway they want. I love clearance shoes. I love all that. But then I also love the exclusivity part where I have something you don't have. And that's the collector in me. That's the fun part where I have just random stuff that's like I basically have a guy in Portland, Oregon that has connections at Nike. I should have brought them. I have a pair of unreleased Jordan 9 golf shoes,
Oh, cool.
the black and red ones that just got announced.
Okay.
I have those already.
I like the Barons.
Yep.
I think those are clean. I'm just waiting for them to go down in
Yep.
price.
Yeah, some of them are expensive. So yeah, I mean samples
I
are
have
it's the thing that nobody else has.
I have the Bred 4
It's
golf
fun.
shoes.
That's a fun one.
I spent way too much, but I'm looking at them and um I we're good friends with Brandon from New Nine.
Yep.
And I'm like messaging, I'm bouncing, and he's like, dude, just do it. And I'm like, fuck it, I did it. He's like, did you really? I'm like, yeah, they're on the way. He goes, welcome to the like, you're just going to go
What'd you
down the
spend
rabbit
on
hole.
those?
I think 350,
Okay.
and
that's not.
I've worn them,
Yeah,
you know.
well, you should wear it if you're gonna spend that money.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, and it's a golf shoe. Like, it's so niche. I'm like, if I have it sit around, people are gonna be like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm like, it's a performance shoe with an actual golf bottom.
Yep.
So whenever we do stuff and I'm going to be on camera when we're playing golf, I like to wear Jordan.
I like it.
So during our shindig, like the day before, we were very lucky to work with Troy Byrne.
Oh, there you go.
And they basically, I'm not going to say too much because I don't know how public they want to make it.
Yeah.
They hosted like 8 of us and our camera guy.
Oh, that's fun.
So there's 2 groups of 4, a drone flying around, and then we had Ty running around with his camera shooting content, and they let us kind of have full reign whatever we wanted to do.
That's
We didn't own the course, but they're like, hey, as long as you keep up with your time,
yeah,
you're fine.
You're not too sins.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm gonna be on camera. What am I gonna wear? I'm like, I just bought the infrared 6s
That's
with the golf shoes. I put those things on. And the issue is I never played Troy Byrne before. I'm climbing up hills.
Yeah, you're getting a brand new pair of shoes. They're a little uncomfortable.
Yes, and I don't ever want to put them on again. Like they are not comfy.
See, I played some tournaments in some Jordan. I played a tournament in the Jordan 4 Masters, the green and white pair that on dead stock done wore 'em in a tournament up at Alexandria, the Resorters tournament,
Okay.
and wore 'em in that. Feet were basically bleeding. I was like, I can't put these on. I ended up selling them. I wish I kept them now, just to put on for practice and stuff like that.
You know what's funny? I had the Taxi 12 lows
Yep.
in the golf. Chaz, Jess, and I were playing. By hole 4, I had a blister. I took them off.
All right.
I took them off, gave them to Chaz, and I played the rest of the round in my socks. And Derek's like, "What are you talking about? It's the most comfortable golf shoe ever." I'm like, "These fucking suck."
No, no. I mean, there's levels of comfortable shoes, that's for sure, in the golf course. The do you know the Happy Life Wood Jordan 9s, the golf shoes?
Is that the wood grain?
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm very, very close friends with them. I've known them for years now, and I remember he was telling me about those 2 years ago. He's like, we have a really cool project in the works. I can't really even tell you yet.
Yeah.
We do. And so I remember he called me. He's like, hey, we're doing a shoe with Jordan. Send me your address. Send me pictures of it.
Yeah.
So I have friends and family sample pair
Oh,
of
cool.
those. And then I bought a personal pair, which I haven't broken out yet, but that's a
Yeah.
pair that I'm actually going down to Nevada to play some golf tomorrow for the couple of days with my dad. So
Yeah.
I think I got to bust those out finally.
You might have to, and it's going to be
Yeah.
nice. You know, obviously, like we don't
Yeah,
have
70 and sunny.
yeah,
I'm
like,
excited.
like we don't have snow here yet, which
Yeah,
is
it's getting a little cold,
which is
though.
wild.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of snowed on Halloween here in Maple Grove, at least. I mean, it was like sleeting,
Yeah, I know.
wet,
I had to
greenish.
drive in it, and I know.
Not fun. Yeah,
No, not great. No,
not fun at all.
no. So that kind of encompasses my journey or my life in sneakers. Obviously, I'm still collecting. Through working, I have a lot of really cool connections. Like I get to work. I shouldn't say work. Solomon gives me like a huge discount.
Really?
So if you need
I
Solomon,
want to talk.
yeah, I just bought.
Big, yeah.
I just bought the XT6 Aurora Borealis.
Yep.
Those are sick.
I'll show you. Do you deal with any of the exclusive stuff, like collab?
No, that's
anything like
that is the that's the
stuff that goes
cutoff.
into the stores.
No, not even that.
You don't deal with the stuff that goes into stores.
Well, we don't deal with Solomon in store.
Gotcha. So
It's a whole thing. We used to, and then they like misplaced our order.
I got you. So those are the Vandy the Pink Solomon.
Those are cool.
Those are one of like three in the world right now. I'm actually going to Complex Con on Sunday in Vegas,
Yeah,
meeting up with them, and they have a collab that's coming out that's dropping on the 24th of November. So that's
yeah.
a cool collab with Solomon.
We used to work with Solomon quite a bit.
Hmm.
And then Solomon actually, I don't know if you're keeping up with what they're doing in terms of everything, they fired everybody.
Oh,
So in terms of their running side of everything, they
yep.
fired everybody and hired former heads of Hoka.
Interesting.
So my reps got laid off almost immediately and they're like, okay, we're getting fired. What do you want? I'm like, oh, where do we start? Like, they're like, okay, it can't be like sportswear. It can't be like lifestyle. I'm like, okay, I want that Aero Glide 2. So I got a color that was kind of released, but my sole's different.
Okay.
It's called Dragonfire. They're pretty sick.
Okay.
And then I got a Thunder Cross, which is like a cool kind of
Yep.
trail shoe. And I'm kind of lukewarm on them because the day they came in, they ship them right to the store. I get to get them right there. I take them
Yep.
home. 17-year-old totals my car.
Oh,
So every time I look at them, I'm like, oh. And it's like the one day I drove my car home because it was right before Easter.
yep.
I'm like, I just want to like get everything moving in my car again.
Yep.
And a 17-year-old doesn't see me because my car is lowered
Yep.
and just completely hits me doing 70 and I fly up an
Oh, that
embankment.
sucks.
And I'm like, she's crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I can't open my car door. I'm like, that's what's wrong. So every time I look at these shoes now, I'm like,
Reminds you of that.
unfortunately. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
there's stories and sneakers in the wrong way.
yeah. And I'm like, I was so excited. I'm like, I got these. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't have a car anymore. So RAP Bianca. That was her name. That was my car's name. The girl is fine.
Okay, I was gonna say, hang on a second.
No. I named my car name was Bianca.
Okay, what kind of car was it?
A lowered Hyundai Elantra Touring, so it was a Hyundai wagon.
Okay, like
It was cool. I'm a wagon dude.
I like wagons
I'm
too.
looking
The
at.
dream car is the RS6 Avant, like the wagon, the
Well, duh.
Nardo gray. Like,
I'm
that's the
I'm
ultimate.
kind of looking at an uh, E65 wagon.
Ooh, oh, there you go. Yeah, I love wagons too.
I love
I don't
wagons.
know. I have a HRV, but
It's a slick looking thing.
well, thank you. I just
Yeah,
got window tint on it.
yeah. I know you flashed me when you put it in park and like right in my eye.
It's brand new. It's 2024. So yeah,
Oh, must be nice. Yeah, it's a little bit newer than my 2019 work van.
I mean, we had shitty cars my whole life. My dad drove a Grand Prix with 400,000 miles on it by the
Yeah.
time he got rid of it. I had a totaled out Grand Am that we ended up getting fixed and then ran over raccoons in it and then the whole deal. And then I had a 2012 Jetta that I got T-boned by a drunk driver like 3 years ago ish in Wisconsin. So then that and then my wife and I just got the Honda. So it is very, very nice having a new car, I'll tell you that.
That is them picking up my baby.
Oh, there you go.
So you can see lowered,
Yep.
brand new carbon ceramics.
Ooh.
Like I'm like, listen, we're putting race car brakes on it.
Yeah.
So brand new carbon ceramics, full tank of gas.
That hurts. See, my Jetta, when it got totaled out, it just got new tires for it. So that hurt too.
I just redid my front axles
Mm.
because my buddy, like, I'm like sending him like videos, and he's like, I'm like, you hear that clicking? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what is that? He goes, it's your axle.
Ugh,
So when we pulled it out, he's like literally, have you ever pulled out an axle in a car?
not at all.
It's supposed to take some force. We pulled my wheel off, and then the axle just kind of like plopped out. And he's like, that's way too easy. It broke in the transmission,
Oh, wow.
which was like the good part because then it's going to keep spinning. But he's like, that came out way too easy. And I'm like, that's a good thing, right? And he goes, no, you're missing a tip. I'm like, oh, that's a thing.
I don't know anything about any of this, but
It was kind of neat. We're just like, wow, that shouldn't happen. So yeah, I don't have a car, but I'm looking at a Benz wagon
there you go.
at Farmington.
That's fun.
It's fun. Obviously, we're talking about Chaz and Jess and their cars.
Yep.
The pictures behind the desk of their cars, I took those.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, that's a white force.
Chaz's Turbo S. They don't have that BMW anymore
Gotcha.
as an X4 comp.
That's fun.
Yeah, they don't have it anymore. Now they have their matching Audis is what I call them. And they don't match. They're both white SUVs. And then
Okay.
Jess has her Corvette, and I've shot that before. Chaz has his Porsche. And
That's fun.
yeah, no, they love their cars. I mean, his Instagram handle for a long time. It still might be, but it was Big Chief Z06.
It's not anymore. I literally just looked it up.
Did you?
Look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I was
not
like, I want to
anymore.
see the cars and stuff.
No, I have pictures.
Okay. There
I
you go.
took them. Yeah. Um, so have you listened to the podcast before?
Flipped it on occasionally. I'm not a like. I don't like. It's weird because I listen to podcasts, but I'm like super. I don't listen to my own.
I don't listen to my own either.
Yeah, it's like I. I don't know. Like I listen to Joe Rogan occasionally. I'll listen to a lot of music and stuff. I was jamming some Travis Scott on the way over here and stuff.
So where I'm
So
gonna,
I've tuned in a little bit.
I have a
Yes.
music question for you, but it's gonna be later.
Okay.
So kind of what we do here with the podcast
Yep.
is basically Derek and I like to give away a platform. So I know it's been a lot of me and shoes,
Yep.
but it is mainly about you. So we're gonna transition from me to you. I do want to learn about Winona Kicks. I want to learn
Yeah.
about what you guys are doing with your podcast.
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, I'm getting there.
Okay.
We don't do too many in person, so it's a little different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I think this is the third or fourth in person one we've ever done.
Okay.
Just nobody's ever like local. You know, we do a lot of stuff with
Yeah,
like
it's different.
with like California people, and it's like, oh, here's the Zoom link, have
Zoom's a
fun.
great thing.
It's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
So when did you start Winona Kicks, and kind of how has it? I mean, obviously, it's changed your life
Yeah.
because I
Makes
see
sense.
you on TikTok all the time. You know, you're all over my Instagram. That's because I've been following you for a while. I don't know when I started following you, but I was like, oh, cool, follow. I don't think I'm an OG. I do remember when you dropped the hats, though.
Like the first hats?
I do,
Okay, there you
and
go.
I was like, ah, and then
That
I
was
missed them.
probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So I mean, you're an OG.
Oh, cool, cool. So tell me about it. When did you start it?
Yeah.
How did it start? Because obviously you're doing everything now to where you're
Yeah, it's
getting
evolved.
like promo packs, and I love seeing the weekly sneaker drops and everything.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's completely evolved from where it started. I went to college, Winona State University down in Winona, Minnesota. And
Yeah, beautiful area.
yeah, I love it down there. And my wife went to lacrosse down there, so we really do love it down there. We got married down in Winona as well. So
Oh,
it's
nice.
a great area. But yeah, I just graduated high school. I was working at high school. I worked at Sundance right down the road, and then I
Okay.
worked at Medina Country Club as well for 3.5 years. So I grew up golfing and
Mhm.
was going to maybe play on the team down in Winona. I ended up not really working. I wasn't good enough. Their team was stacked. He was like, if you shoot an average of 68, then you can play on the team. I'm like, I'm not that good.
No, I'm not that good.
My 77s aren't going to cut it, but
I wish I could shoot a 77.
I can't anymore.
My best is
Maybe if I got hot.
my best is like an 88, and I just like caught fire. I don't know
Yeah,
what
it's a great feeling.
I don't know what the hell happened, but it's like I just like could not be stopped.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, so I was just down in college and I've always resold stuff. I actually was reselling golf clubs. I was reselling Apple Watches, PlayStations, just kind of whatever I could make some money on that I knew the market on. So I was buying and selling stuff on Facebook and I bought a pair of brand new Air Forces. I think they were the Jewel sales. It was like a special collab that I bought like for $40 and I was like, oh, it's kind of like got brand new. They were pretty cheap. So I
Yeah.
bought another pair and I ended up flipping them in like 8 hours. And I was like, I just made $60. Like,
Easy.
let me try this.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then just kind of started. I didn't really know. And like, I watched like Harrison Neville on YouTube and like random sneaker YouTubers, but I never had money to buy shoes in high
Mhm.
school or anything like that. I mean, it was working and then it was just save for college. And that's what that is. And then you get to college and you're broke. So it's like living on pizza and stuff. So
Yeah. Pizza and ramen.
exactly. Yeah. So it changed a little bit. And then, so I started flipping shoes within 3 to 6 months, I was flipping 30 to 40 pairs a month.
Okay.
So it took off quite a bit. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, said, hey, why don't you make an Instagram so you can sell these shoes to friends and family? And I was like, ah, good idea. So I
Yeah.
made Charley sneakers and I was living in the dorms in Winona.
Yeah.
And I just was posting shoes in my dorm floor of it's a new pair of Converses that I had just cleaned up. And so I started by buying used shoes and then cleaning them and
Mhm.
adding value to them and then selling them for a little more. So just trial and error, learning what SKU numbers were and looking up shoes and seeing where value was. I sold a lot of Jordan 1 mid, like the whites that came out in 2017, just like cheap stuff that I could make 30, $40 on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Just quick too.
yeah. So I just did that, sold on Facebook, and um, I started selling on Mercari and Depop and Poshmark, and kind of figured out some of the fees on Poshmark were too expensive, and just figuring out business sense basically. And so I started posting the pairs on my Instagram, adding shipping, figured out how to ship a pair of shoes cheapest, and 14 by 10 by 6 box, 4 pounds, like the whole deal, and got a label printer and started going at that. And I got a comment that was like, how do you ship a pair of shoes out? So I just made like a quick video on my Instagram and was like, this is how I do it. Like, this is the process. And then I got another comment, replied to that, and they were just random people on my personal page with like 100 followers. So I was like, the hell, like, might as well make a video on it. And I'd done social media stuff growing up, and nothing really ever took off or anything, but um, I always kind of had an itch for it. And so fast forward, I made a TikTok. I always thought it was a pretty cringy app, and then 6 months later, I was making one, and so I started just posting cross platform, posting the videos there, and sooner than later, I had like 1,000 followers, and I was like, well, shit, let's keep doing this. And then I started buying and selling shoes more, and at the peak, it was like 90 to 100 pairs a month I was reselling, about a year in, and then just kept making videos, and basically, here's what I got in the mail today to resell. And it was just handheld stuff in my shitty sophomore house than it was. Um, and it was just cleaning them up. How do I clean a pair of shoes up? How do I do this? Watching Rejuvenator videos, learning how to do that. And then it was, all right, now I have 20,000 followers on TikTok. Like, this was during like peak, right at the beginning of COVID, like the summer of after that March that it started.
Okay.
And so,
like June, July.
Yep. So I was just living down in Winona. I just living in the house doing nothing and just buying and selling shoes on the internet. And it just kept going well and going well. And so I did that. And then I had like 50 or 60,000 followers because COVID was like a boom for social media. And it was
crazy.
Yeah, it was prime time. So it just went from that on my phone to I ended up, my wife got me a camera. And so I learned how to use G7X. Like, didn't really like it all that much. Then I ended up buying an A7C and learning how to do that, not knowing anything about it. And so that started that. And then it was transitioning my content from reselling to reviews and as a collector. And while that was going on, I also got a job at a company called Power Lodge here in Minnesota doing all the social media for them because I had
like the
power sports company.
My buddy works there, actually.
Really?
He is the one in right off the highway.
Ramsey, Brainerd.
Ramsey.
Okay.
Yeah, my buddy Brad.
Oh, there you go.
Schmidt?
Yep.
You know Brad?
I do. Very little, but I do know him.
I know, yeah. I grew up with Brad.
Okay. There you go.
We played
Small world.
Played a little league baseball together, graduated high school together.
Very small.
I just talked to him today. I talk to him every day. He's like my best friend. I was the best man in his wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Super small.
Yeah.
World. So yeah, he's doing that.
He's the one who pulled the axle out of my car and went, huh.
Interesting.
I'm like, Brad, you can't say huh.
Oh, that's funny. Small world. Yeah. So I was doing that. I did that for 3 years, and I just recently left that job to pursue a different job. But during that time, I was graduating college with a degree in creative digital media and digital advertising. So I was learning that and just cranking along on the shoe stuff. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then I started getting in contact with companies like Way of Wade basketball shoe company. And then it progressed to where I'm working with Nike now, and I'm working with a whole bunch of different companies and just reviewing them. And I learned how to use a camera. Now I have a Sony FX3 and get really nichey with camera lenses and a whole bunch of different stuff. So I love that aspect of it. And just like you, it's taken me around the country. I've gone to a bunch of sneaker cons, and now I'm the creative director for a buddy of mine, Blazendary.
I saw that.
Is in New York. So I go there once or twice a month to film for him and do all the content for that. So, I mean, yeah, internet's a crazy place. I'll tell you that. I mean, you never know what something's going to turn into, and I still don't know what it's going to turn into.
Oh, yeah. We have no idea
No, it's
what this podcast is going to turn into.
consistency and it's long term. I mean, we started our podcast 2 years ago, and it's very small still. From going to SneakerCon, I met my buddy Seth Eaton, who lives in Atlanta, and we started a podcast just for fun to talk shoes when we're not making videos. And I think he had like 1,000 followers when we started. And now he's way bigger than I am, and it's like it's just if anyone's listening that's like, I have an idea and I just want to post a video about it, like,
do it.
If it gets 300 views or it gets 40 million, like, you never know what's going to come from it, because then somebody sees it that you don't even think about, and then you work with them and it leads to something else.
And you can't be discouraged if you do post and it only gets 300 views.
No, and
like part of that is just like the internet's so weird, and the algorithm, like on Instagram specifically, wild.
And I don't even think about that anymore, really.
I don't either.
I think of providing the best value in terms of content and then consistently doing it, and it'll eventually pay off, because it's a weird game of like, oh, this hashtag worked, and I've basically just drowned that out and didn't think about it, because initially you're like, oh, this is the best hashtag strategy, here's my copy and paste, like, this is what I'm doing, and it just providing value, doing the best thing that somebody, if you yourself won't watch it, then nobody else is going to watch it. So it's like finding something that is very interesting and somebody would watch and provide value for them. Maybe it's a storyline, maybe it's a review, maybe it's a wear test, maybe it's you just got a new camera tripod and here's a feature that I've never seen anyone
That's a beautiful tripod, by the way.
I'm very jealous.
Peak, baby.
Yeah, no, it's very
That's the aluminum one, not the carbon.
Okay, there you go. Very jealous.
Are you eyeballing it?
I am a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if you can make videos about anything, you can do basically anything. It's just like one thing might lead to another. And then if I never cold DM SneakerCon, said, hey, I see these other guys doing videos at your place, I want to do it.
Yeah.
And then they flew me out, made videos, did that for about a year, progressed to something else. I met my buddy Blazonary Giancarlo there. I've done a bunch of different brand deals from companies that I've met there. I've traveled the world from it. And then now I'm the creative director of a guy that I met at SneakerCon. And that's all because I did this one thing. And if I never sent that cold DM, there would have been a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's just putting yourself out there and just doing it.
And the basically how this podcast started was us doing that. Derek and I were playing, I think we were doing either the exec at Majestic Oaks. Or playing the Crossroads. It's definitely one of the two. Because I remember walking off into the parking lot and he goes, hey, you talk a lot. And I said, I do. Thank you for like noticing my gift. And he goes, you're also opinionated and die on hills. I'm like, where are you going with this? He goes, I think this was like pre-COVID or right before shit hit the fan. He's like, we start this podcast. We can like piggyback off of Safe Par. If you don't follow Safe Par, they have like 170,000 followers. That's all Derek.
Okay. Interesting.
So we're like, let's piggyback that. I have kind of become the face of this, to where, like, obviously you've been messaging the podcast. That's me. Derek does not have access to it because I forgot the password. So only I have access to it. But it's also... No, don't put that out there, because
I just said you don't want to lose access to your thing that you've been building.
Right, but then he'll take it away from me. I want to be the one to, like,
you guys got to have a contract that says you're 50-50 on it. Work together on it.
Well, we do work together on it, but I do more episodes than he does. I
handle our Instagram. I handle the podcast, Winona Kicks podcast, the Instagram, the TikTok. Seth handle. We both have the YouTube. Seth handles all the Spotify and the Apple Music.
I do
podcasts. So I don't handle that, but I mean,
I do basically everything. It's just that Derek keeps me sane and kind of grounded. I also use his account as like leverage when I reach out to people. Like, hey, I'm with @SafePar, and then they click and they go, holy shit, that's a lot of people. And we're just like,
it's a tool for sure.
Basically, I was talking how we do stuff with the 3M Open. That's what we did. We cold messaged Josh Mayer. I don't know if you follow Josh at all.
I feel like I know who that is.
Josh is a super cool dude on Instagram. We actually met him in person at the last 3M Open. And we're like, Josh, he's like, guys. And I'm like, that's cool that he remembers us. I'm like, that's sick. He's like, boys, how are you? I'm like, oh, it's fucking hot.
Yeah, no, it's humid at that one.
Yeah. And through Josh, we got the email. We're like, hey, how do you like get involved with this? And he's like, oh, you got to email Mike. We're like, who the hell is Mike? He goes, email Mike. Mike's the tournament director. So then we had Mike on, and Mike's like, hey, this was like down the line. He goes, hey, do you guys want to play? And we have a couple openings. Want to play Media Day? We're like, yeah, hold on, let me call Derek. I called Derek 4 times, and he didn't. He never answers his phone. He was like, what are you doing? I'm like, do you want to play in the 3M Open Media Day? Yes or no? I need an answer. And he goes, yes, what day? I'm like, Monday. He goes, perfect. And then ever since then, like they reached out to us again this year. They're like, hey, do you want to play Media Day? And I'm like,
Oh, that's awesome.
we're like, yeah. And then we have we get media passes, so like I can bring my cameras and all the
That's clutch.
equipment. And through that we met all these people, and we met Roger Steele this year. And we
Yep.
got I was doing some like product stuff unofficially, just like practice with the guys from Blackball Golf.
Yep.
So I took a bunch of pictures of their products, and
Golf world's small, man.
it's
I mean, it's very small.
it's smaller than people think.
Yeah.
It's less intimidating than people think too. Obviously, I shouldn't say we when Derek doesn't do every episode. I've had some run-ins with people that I'm like, I don't want to work with them ever again. Like,
Yep.
period. Like, just don't like them.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
And we have such a cool group of friends that we've made doing this that we have really big group chat. But they're like, if Dom doesn't like them, we don't like them. If so and so doesn't like them, I don't like them. And I think that has become like the beautiful thing of doing it in a way where it's like, hey, like they're kind of innocent until proven guilty, but they're like, Dom, he like bullied you on your episode. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy. That's kind of how sneakers are. It's like you can either be friends with everyone, or kind of friends with a lot of people, or
Yeah.
friends with some people, or you can burn all the bridges, and you basically get put out.
Yeah.
And that's like
We had,
it's a small community.
God, a couple years ago, we had reached out to Govern, and Derek and I are huge fans of Govern.
Okay.
He came on the pod, and I was like, there is no fucking way we have Govern this week. And he's like, do I have to show my face? I'm like, no, you can be mysterious. We don't care.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the beauty to him. And just talking to him and everything, that was the first person I'd ever really spoken to in the sneaker specific space, because he doesn't even play golf, but he does all of these soul swaps for golf shoes. And we're like, that's so interesting that you've never just been like, let me try it. He doesn't play golf,
Interesting.
but he's like, I can appreciate that all these
You're an artist.
people that want to do it. And I'm like, to me, that's what they are. They're art,
Mhm.
just like I said, he's an artist. But like that really made me go, wow, I really enjoy like the sneaker community. And
Yeah,
it's very similar to the golf community in a lot of ways.
very much so.
Like in golf, like, I don't know how much you talked to Chaz when I was running in and out. He buys stuff just to look at it.
I do too.
He has
Mainly shoes, but
he has
yes,
like the Red Bull TaylorMade putter.
that's sick.
He's like,
Yep.
I don't even think I'm gonna use it. I'm like, you spent $400.
See, a putter, that's different. Like if it's the new driver, like the TaylorMade like F1 collab, but it's like a $950 QI10 like
Yeah,
driver, like it's gonna get beat up. Like a putter you can use and it'll still look pristine.
I do have a putter that I'm never gonna use, and that's because it's made out
What
of
is it?
walnut.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember the company, and I hope they don't listen. But they sent Derek and I each one, and they're handmade in Canada out of walnut,
Really?
and then the face is brass.
Interesting.
It is gorgeous.
You'll have to show me this after that. That looks cool. Sounds cool.
I'll find it on Instagram because I do follow them. I was like, this is beautiful. And then I have some clubs that like all my clubs in my bag have custom ferrules.
Hmm.
So they all have like the podcast logo, and then I'm a big fan of pink.
Okay.
So they all have the pink bands and the podcast logo. I'm like, that's just like a little.
What's in the bag currently?
Oh shit. My driver is the Callaway. I always forget the name. Something Max B.
Okay.
It's not the Great Big Bertha. It's a couple years old now, and I can picture it, but I can never remember the name.
Yep.
Anyways, 5 through pitching are the LTD Max from Cobra.
Yep.
My 4-iron I took from Chaz. It's a TaylorMade, just because I love having a 4-iron, but I broke it on my last set, and I just never got one.
Yeah.
Um, 52 Degrees from Haywood Golf. I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah, I do.
So we had Josh on a while ago,
Okay.
and my driving iron is also Haywood. But then I have a 52 degree raw face wedge. Basically, Derek Cragen's invited Derek and I out, and we're playing these holes, and I'm like, the wedges I have, either I'm hitting everything short, or I'm like hitting a pitching wedge and I'm trying to knock it down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like an 80-yard hole. I'm like, this is it's just like not working. So
feely shots.
So I hit up Josh and I'm like, hey, I want to build this quick, but it's like, hey, I need this because we're going to fly to California. And it came the day that I left.
It's unfortunate.
I know. And I'm like, Derek, can we run home and get it? He goes, no. I'm like, that's fair. That's fair.
Fair enough.
56, 60 are the SM9 Vokies.
There you go.
3-wood is it's something from Cobra. I think it's not the Rad Speed. It might be the Rad Speed, or it's the one right before the Rad Speed.
Okay.
Not a big 3-wood guy. I might switch back to my 5-wood from Mizuno, which I believe is the ST180 or 160, one of the two.
Okay.
The part in my bag that I'm always really passionate about is the putter because it's like my favorite club.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm using. So remember how I said I work in the running industry? Mm-hmm. Well, Mizuno is always like, here's like a half off code. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. They're like,
that's huge.
Hey, it works on golf. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That's huge.
I have the new OM1 Type 3 blade putter in blue.
That's nice.
Beautiful. Yeah. The only thing I don't like really fat grips. Like freaks me out. Don't know what it is. So I gotta switch it to I have a ping grip that I have set aside because I was gonna re-grip one of mine. I'm like,
the skinny ping ones.
Yeah, but it's a pistol grip.
Yep.
I'm like, listen, if Tiger can put it on his Scotty, I can put it on my Mizuno.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how that works.
Yep.
And then my bag, we work with a company named Omnix Golf.
Okay.
They're out of Taiwan. So it's very Asian fashion, but elevated.
Okay.
So the bags are fucking sick. Mine, I
gotta see a picture.
I think I have a picture of it. I'd be surprised if I don't, with all the pictures we post for them. No, it's a beautiful bag. That's like a kind of a picture.
Oh wow!
So it's got the see-through pocket there and there, but then it's like really high fashion, really elevated.
Oh, that's cool. And then good material.
Yeah, and then you can kind of see how the pink matches my ferrules. This year I decided to only put stuff on my bag and use stuff from companies that we work with. Whether that's something I wear on the golf course or something I use on the golf course. Mm-hmm. I just want them to know it's like, hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah. So like, it's a big thing.
I'm super tight with the dudes from Los Golferos. They make towels out of Serapas.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, bro, okay, send it.
Yeah.
I think all my golf bags have one. And they just sent me a care package a couple weeks ago. So I'm the first person with their new hat that hasn't dropped yet. I'm the first person with the pink one. And then in the box, they have their new pink towel for me. So that's on my current bag. But then all my other bags have their towels.
Yep.
And they started a podcast and, similar to you, to where now I'm giving people advice. Like, hey, this is what you do. And I was listening to theirs and they're like, yeah, there's some white dude in Minnesota running around with like a pink one. And then I ordered another pink one the next day. I'm like, yeah, now there's a guy in Minnesota with 2 pink towels. And it's me.
I love it.
So I started just kind of doing that, not because somebody asked me to, but I'm like, if we're going to work with all these companies and they're going to take the time to send us stuff, I feel like I should give them a little extra, especially if it's something I use all the time and I appreciate it. We're ambassadors for Omnix.
It's good stuff and you use it personally, then it's easy.
I think it's honestly I think we have like a 10% off discount. It's like the value is there.
Interesting.
And
check them out.
It's a beautiful bag. It's very, the thing with like Asia and China and stuff like that is they're a little bit more fashionably ahead than we are here in the States.
A little more futuristic.
So that's a good way to kind of describe the bag. They have like iridescent bags and everything. Like to me, that's an art piece.
Yeah, pop style. And
they sent Derek and I each a bag And then when we were doing the shindig, I was like, "Hey, can we give away a bag?" They're like, "How about 2 bags?" And
That's sick.
I'm like, okay, count me in.
That's cool.
So Jess, I showed her the bag. She's like, "Can I win that?" Or like, "Can I buy it?" And I'm like, "Well, we're giving these away, so like you'll have a fair shot to win." She's like, "Will it be fair?" I'm like, "Yes." Don't worry, it'll be fair. She didn't win, so she was a little upset about it. But I'm like, hey, 10% off code. They
Gotta
haven't
get one, yeah.
yeah, I think they're sick. But
That's cool.
even I don't have a relationship with Cobra, but if Haywood, like Derek uses Haywood irons,
Yep.
if he's like, hey, would you guys want to? I'd be like, yeah, I'll drop my Cobras,
Oh, there you go.
and it's just kind of
Gotta
one
keep
of
the
those.
door open.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you're gonna take a shot on Derek and I, we'll take a shot on you. And I think that is kind of the beautiful things about social media is we post everything.
Yeah, it's all about relationships, that's for sure.
Yeah, like we have just so many cool things, and like I said, I have stuff for you. We have a lot of cool relationships where they send us all sorts of stuff for us to give away to people.
There you go.
So we were good friends with Four Bros. I don't know if you follow them at all. They're
Yes.
out of AZ. Uh, Taco and John came to our event. They flew in,
Oh, really?
and this was during the Microsoft crash.
Really?
They spent all day at the airport to come support us.
Ah,
And John sent so many gloves, so many hats for us to give away. And
yep.
it's kind of turning this thing where he's like, yeah, bro, now you're just Four Bros. And right now, Trevor, I don't know if he had his surgery or is going into surgery today. So
Yep.
I've been thinking about Trevor quite a bit. So hopefully he listens and he's doing okay because
Yep.
it sounds like it's pretty serious surgery. Think about you, Big Trev. Love you.
Say some prayers for me, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know what the surgery is. He has kind of vaguely said it, and it's not my business either. But
Just hope it goes good.
yeah, basically they're like, bro, anything we get, you guys get. So he sent me like a brick of gloves, like quite literally like a brick. And I was supposed to give him away at the shindig. He's like, where are the gloves? I'm like, what do you mean? He didn't put enough postage on them.
Mm,
So the Andover postage or the post office was holding them like
yep.
ransom. And then I'm like, cool,
I don't know how that is.
I'm like, I gotta go pay for these now.
Yeah.
I'm like, John, what did you do?
Yeah.
So everything left over, I've given away.
There you go.
And it's a firm relationship, so I have some stuff for you. I don't need you to send me anything or give Derek anything.
Well, I see you got the Twins hat on. I do have some more hats dropping, so I'll have to get you.
I have some twin stuff for you, funny enough.
Really?
I do. I'm a season ticket holder.
Really?
I am.
So did you keep up with all the Bailey stuff this year?
Yeah, so that's a good transition. I want to talk to you about how you met Bailey.
Yep.
So I'm in a fantasy baseball league, and on Instagram, I'm in a baseball group chat with some people.
Okay.
And they're like, Dom, who should I pick up from the Twins? Because we want to draft somebody from the Twins. I'm like,
Good year for him.
think Bailey's gonna like pop off. And this was before a game had been played. This was before he threw a pitch.
Yep.
I'm like, I just feel like Bailey Ober is gonna be that dude.
Yeah.
And
It's definitely a breakout season.
well, funny enough, his first start sucked.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, I told everybody about Bailey Ober. And then just dominant year.
For him, yeah, it was a huge breakout year.
And
kind of a shitty end, but
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think I've been a season ticket holder since 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you ever want to go to a game in the summer or in the spring, let me know.
Plenty of them this last year.
Well, if you want to go, we can sit for his baseline.
Count me in.
To like pull your arm, but
you don't have to pull.
So all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I got these copies for Bailey Ober. I'm like, what?
Yep.
How did the Bailey Ober connection come? Did you cold DM him or did he DM you or
another cold DM? Yeah, I mean the power of cold DMs. So I actually knew Joe Ryan before. And he had a tough year with injuries and stuff like that, but he and Bailey had followed me on Instagram and they're shoe guys. And
Joe Ryan's into shoes?
he is. He's a cool guy, Joe.
Interesting.
He doesn't post a lot or anything.
No, I mean, even when Joe pitches, he's very low key, very mellow.
He literally likes everything of mine, likes all my stories, comments like, hey, where can I get these? Like all this stuff.
I never would have pegged him as a shoe guy.
He's a low key.
I like it. I like it.
And yeah, so it's basically racking my brain like, have this cool connection. Like these guys follow me, like we DM, like what could I do with them? And I don't know how it came up, but I was like custom shoes. And so I just thought about the idea and what could we do. And so I just kind of talked with Joe about it, and he's tough to get a hold of. He's kind of wishy washy, and so just kind of thought about it, and then just scrolling on Instagram, and I saw Bailey pitch. I was like, oh, like he had a pretty solid game, like just wearing some pretty shitty shoes, like some regular.
They're very
Booties.
generic.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
I was like, well, what could we do? Like, I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about custom shoes. I know people wear cool shoes
Hmm.
in the PGA Tour, like MLB, like NFL, like custom
Yeah. There's
cleats.
so many cool MLB shoes that
100%.
nobody talks about because it's
No.
baseball, and it's all like Michael Lorenzen pitched a no hitter wearing Vans.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys that have been doing it for years and stuff.
Yeah.
And
What's his name? Did him in the Fear of Gods. He played for or Clint Frazier.
so I'm good friends with the people that did the shoes with them.
Okay. Yeah.
Harrison Neville and Blake Yarborough, and they're good bad buddies with Clint. So I remember at
Hmm.
a sneaker con a few years ago, there was like some cause fours and like some crazy cleated up stuff.
Hmm.
And so I reached out to him, I just shot him DM. I'm like, talk to me about shoes all the time. He'd be like, what are these? Like, let me get you a pair of custom cleats. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do it or whatever. But he's like, all right, I'm in. So I texted Joe Ryan about it. I was like, have you ever done any custom cleats or anything like that? He's like, yeah, there's a company called Custom Cleats down in Arizona.
Okay.
They put metal spikes on
Yeah.
the bottom of shoes and you could do it on anything. And so I reached out to them. I was like, hey, I have this idea. Like, I got the social media. I can document everything. I can do everything with it,
Hmm.
PR wise. Let me get a pair of custom cleats for Bailey.
Hmm.
So they're like, all right, let's do it. We'll comp the cost on it. Like, let's make it happen. So chat with Bailey. I was like, well, what do you want to do it on? And like, do you have any shoes that you train in that you like? And he settled in Kobe sixes because it has to be something you can play in, but also looks cool.
So I followed along with everything because I thought it was super interesting because I grew up playing baseball.
Yep.
Was I a pitcher? Hell no, I was a catcher. I'm not built to pitch. I am built to
No, I
block
get it.
balls in the dirt.
Yep.
So I
It's a very niche thing. You got to have. It's like golf shoes. You want to be comfortable. Like,
what I really enjoyed about it is I don't remember what pair it was, but it was one of the Kobe's. He's like, yeah, they have this mud guard, so when I drag my toe, they don't rip. And I'm like,
that was part of it. Yeah.
I'm like, I never would have thought about that.
I didn't either. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. So we got the Kobe 6 reverse Grinches in a size 15, got them cleated up, went and delivered them to him.
It's a big shoe.
At a coffee shop down in Minneapolis. Yeah, it is a big shoe.
A dude on my staff is a 15.
They're big, yeah.
No, poor guy. We have nothing that he can wear.
Fair enough. So yeah, I just met him up. I was like, all right, like, let me know if you're practicing them good. Like, he's like, yeah, I love the feel of them. They're actually more comfortable than my regular cleats. I'm like, awesome.
Not surprised.
Yeah, no. And so he's like, now it just comes down to what game do I break them out? And we're going to do it at a home game so I could go and watch it and stuff like that. And he ended up breaking them out. The game before that we were playing it on, it was at Yankee Stadium. It was the first time he pitched against the Yankees in, I don't know what month it was, but big game, pitching against, the guys that were in the World Series. Like,
essentially, yeah. I mean,
cool
Judge,
deal.
Stanton, Volpe.
And sure enough, I sent my connections at Nice Kicks and Bleacher Report Kicks, and they picked it up. And next day it was on SportsCenter. Like it just took off. And he was interviewed on MLB The Network the next day, and they asked him a question about him, and it just led to a whole bunch of PR with it. It was really cool. And then he's like, all right, now what's the next step? I'm like, let's just keep doing it.
Yeah.
So we just ripped it throughout the entire season. We coordinated like the City Connect jerseys. He was like, well, this is what colors I can't show you pictures, but this is the colors they're going to be. Like, let's do something for that. So we did the KD3 Christmases for that. And yeah, we did it throughout the whole season. It came to an end. And fortunately, I have all the pairs, all of them that he wore.
Oh, cool.
I got to keep them.
Oh, cool.
So I was the one who bought them. And the one stipulation, I was like, I'll buy them. I'll get them cleated up. I want to keep them. And we can do a charity auction for them. So I think as of now, we're going to do a couple charity auctions at Twins Fest.
Okay.
For them this coming January or whenever that is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was another thing. Just cold DM, went to a bunch of games, super nice guy. Just it came to an end, and now I'm just we're ready for the next season.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
So the day after the shindig was the Brewers game.
Yep.
10 of us went and we used my
really?
ticket. So at the Shindig, we actually had the twins there.
Yep.
So being a season ticket holder, I get a rep. His name's Brian. Brian, cool dude. I don't know if Brian even knows what I do in terms of like the podcast or golf stuff. But Brian shows up. He's got hats to give away to everybody. It's like a beanbag toss.
Yep.
But before that, I'm emailing him. I'm like, hey, I have like 8 of us want to go to this game. Instead of taking up a row, we have like a party section. And then emails, like I can see that he's monkeying around my tickets.
Yep.
And I'm getting like 30 emails. Like he's, I picture him just being like a scientist just going to work. He goes, yeah, here, you know, you have some here and some here. So there's like a party section of us. And I'm like, what the hell? And I felt bad because I get really into Excella baseball.
Yeah.
The people next to me have their kids and they're from Wisconsin.
Oh, there you go.
I'm yelling like "fuck you, Wisconsin," and it's like sad because it's like I like some of the Brewers, like I like Yelich, I like Adames. Yeah, Adames isn't going to be there, so I don't care. But I'm in it. My people, not even from Minnesota, they're like, yeah, fuck Wisconsin. Like I got dudes from California with Dodger hats on. Obviously John's from Arizona, but he bought the Twins hat, and even to this day, I'll see posts of him playing golf in that Twins hat.
Oh, that's sweet.
And we got Taco, his like the first Twins game thing. So we got him one of those, and
there you go.
And again, it starts from golf. Yeah. I didn't think I'd be able to take 10 people.
No, it's to a crazy Twins how game. Stuff leads to other stuff. I mean, it really is. And if you just cold DM or you meet somebody, or I mean, the whole world's connections. If that's one thing I take from any of this, like all the social media shuts off tomorrow, like get a cyber attack, like it's all gone. It's okay. Yeah. I've learned a ton from it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm sure you do the same, like connections, and it's the world runs on that, essentially.
But going back to the baseball, I'm a card collector.
There you go.
So I wanted to give you, I have a really cool Bailey Ober.
Ooh.
And then I figured being a Twins guy, you're probably a Royce guy.
I am. I've talked to him. With the Bailey deal, I've talked to...
You probably talked to a lot of them.
Quite a few of them, and I've sent them all hats of mine and stuff. So he's rocked a few hats and stuff, and thank you so much.
So those are from me. Those are for you.
What's the deal with the Bailey? Why is it the special one?
I like the pose. It's not anything special. It's just like his base card.
I gotta see if he's got any cards coming out, because I gotta see if
I'm looking for ones with his cleats.
If you do see any, let me know.
I don't.
It's funny, the state fair when they had the Twins booth.
Yeah,
my wife and I went. And we're like, oh, let's get some cheese cards, and we walked in the entrance right by the Twins deal.
Yeah,
and I was like, kind of looking over there. I'm like, there's Bailey on the thing, and we walked up to it, and he was wearing the KD3 Christmases
cool.
in the promo image of the hat. So now I'm like, if there's any like pretty cool deal. So
I think if they would come out next year.
Yep.
The next series. There's nothing special about it. It's just I'm like, I know you're.
It's very cool.
I'm like, I know you're a Bailey Ober guy.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And then the Royce, I just think is dope. I'm like, generally, if you're a Twins fan, you're a Royce fan.
How can you not be?
I mean, I wanted to trade him like 4 years ago, to be totally honest.
I like him. It's interesting because once you like chat with these guys.
Oh no, I know.
They're just boys.
Oh yeah.
And Royce is just the biggest like dude. Like he's just a nice guy.
Do you remember when Sergio Romo was here?
No, I don't.
So Sergio Romo won 3 World Series with the Giants. He was their closer during that run. Funny enough, he plays golf with some of my friends out in California now.
Yep.
Being a season ticket holder, they're like, hey, do you want to attend the signing? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to meet Sergio Romo.
Obviously. It
was Sergio Romo, Luis Ariz, Jonathan Scope, and then another guy. I can't think of it right now. I'm talking to Sergio. I'm like, hey, like, what's your favorite like tattoo? Because he's tatted. And he's something in Spanish. He nudges the other guy. He goes, I bet. Like, he's like, bro, you have a better beard than I do. And I'm like, bro, you have 3 World Series championships. You throw the nastiest slider I've ever seen. I could die right now. Yeah. I'm like, I'm happiest moment of my life is like Sergio Romo likes my beard. And he's awesome. And he's like nudging everybody, but his favorite tattoo is on his hand, and it's on his throwing hands. Whenever he looks at it, it calms him.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, that's sweet. And then he goes into absolute beast mode and strikes out everybody. Yeah. This was, I think, 2019 or 2018. One of my favorite pitchers ever, other than Zach Greinke.
Yep.
And for him to throw on that Twins jersey for 2 or 3 years, I was pumped.
Yeah, no, it's very, very cool.
So I think that's the beauty of baseball. But
Thank you
I've
very
had those
much. I
set aside for
appreciate it.
you. Whenever I pull packs, I have a buddy who's a Reds fan. I put all the Reds in a
There you
pile,
go.
and my buddy Beards
Any
from
of the Bailey stuff's cool. I mean, I'm good buddies with him now, which
yeah.
has been very cool. I
And
mean,
now there's like a sentimental connection to
yeah,
it.
it's something that I'm like, who knows what happens? I mean, hopefully he sticks around for his whole
Oh yeah,
career and stuff like that. But I mean, regardless, he'll be a good friend. He's a really nice guy. I can only speak highly of him. And I
I've
mean,
never
down the
heard it.
line when I have kids, like
Yeah,
we still got the Grinch cleats. We
yeah,
signed them all up for the day, and like all that stuff is super, super
yeah.
cool.
I've
So
never heard anything bad about him.
he's the nicest guy.
I've never met him. It's been a while since I've met anybody from the Twins, which is fine.
He
I
is,
love
I mean,
going.
just a good human at
That's
heart,
what I've heard.
honestly.
He's also just tall as shit,
He is.
and I'm like, good God.
No,
But
he
yeah,
is.
no, I was super pumped to see him break out this year. But like I said, those are for you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I know. I'm like, as soon as you're just like, yeah, I'll come on, and then as soon as you agree to do it in person, I'm like, gotta get these.
I appreciate it a
You
ton. I
gotta get
really
these
do.
case stuff. So I don't want to keep you too long, but we always do questions at the end of these.
Yeah.
So you said you're listening to music on your way here.
Yep.
I'm not a big Travis guy, so we're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite sneaker verse in a song? Because I have a full song that I think is the correct answer and the only answer.
I don't have an answer, so I gotta listen to it. I'm trying
So
to think
it
like,
came out in 2013 by Wale. It's called 88.
okay. I think like probably Macklemore Wings,
That's a good one.
where he talks about just Jordans. That's probably
So
my favorite.
Wale's is really cool. And it came out in 2013. It's off of the Gifted album, I believe. I'm a big
Okay.
Wale guy.
Not super, super familiar with.
Wale is the whole reason the DMV loves foam posits.
Okay.
I mean, he had his own foam posit with Nike, and I missed it, and I'm sad, and I don't want to pay for those things.
Yeah,
They're
it's all
cool.
those old composites, man.
Well, this is current, like not
Which
too long
ones?
ago. It's like the DMV, they're like floralish.
Oh, yep.
That's a
Yep.
Wale shoe.
I gotta look them up just so.
Because I have the floral foams that came out on Valentine's Day a handful of years ago. I almost wore those tonight, but I'm like, those are
Yeah. Yep.
kind of niche.
Yeah, I know those.
I love those. Anyway, so it goes. The opening is so it's on me. I cop through to the whole team. Now we at the top. MJ 88. I ain't never gonna stop. But then it goes Carolina Blue Kicks, and then like a couple lines later it goes I ain't JR Ryder, but them Wolves coming for my spot.
I love it. I love it. The
So
Carolina Blue, I like that.
and my favorite line. I'm in my laneys, but nothing JV about this balling.
Laney fives, baby. There we go.
So I think that's where Wale just does it better. Grape Swisher, I'm Grape Swisher, my fives on. My J straight out of China, like they be Cairo. Shout out to Tiger, but my squad Balenciaga.
The whole song is just references to
Never Michael Jeffrey in 17s. I'm staying with my team. No bullshit. Loyalty rare. The whole song, and
I gotta listen to it.
it's like 11 years old, and it still bangs.
I gotta listen to it now.
So every once in a while, I like to try to incorporate just a bunch of different things together. So we had JD from Seven Iron Golf on.
Hmm.
He now has golf gloves that matches the Jordan golf shoes that are releasing.
That's cool.
And I'm like, you're killing me, dude. Like, I only have so much money.
Yeah.
And we were chit-chatting about music, and my music taste is very broad. It's been all over. Like, I love Jacquees, and he was like, oh, no, that was with Tia. That was with Chris from Tia Kicks. We had him on, too. And he's like, you know Jacquees? I'm like, dude, I've been listening to Jacquees since I was in high school. I've been listening to him before he was established. I'm like, I was listening to his mixtapes.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Like, I've grown up listening to everything, like Wale, like everything. Other than Travis, I don't know. I'm not big into auto-tune.
I'm like 2015 to like 20.
You're also a little bit younger than I am.
I am, yeah.
So I feel like a lot. Okay.
Like old Fuse Drake, I really like.
I
old
never
Drake.
got into Drake.
See, I like some stuff. Like I'm very like selective, and I like old songs too, like
I like
Stevie Wonder.
I like his features. When Drake's features,
Yeah,
I like those a little bit better.
yeah, I do too.
I'm the same way. Like I don't
21 Savage and Metro
Yeah.
Boomin, I like those new guys, but I mean, I have country music on the golf course. So it's a whole
I'm not a big
wide
country
range.
guy.
Really.
Not really.
See, I'm country on a boat or On a golf course, country for sure.
I have an oldies playlist that Derek and I will put on and jam out to, and it's like everything.
Yep.
It's
I got
like
one of those
it's like
too.
Mariah
Classics.
Carey, and
Yep.
then we'll go into like Wiz Khalifa from when I was in high school, like Taylor Gang,
Yep.
and I think that's the cool part about being a little bit older than you, because I'm always the young guy on the
Tell
pod.
me about it.
I like Derek's like 35.
Well, Seth is 30 now, so
Okay, well that's not much older than I am.
still, I mean, I'm 23, so it's like,
No, it's the same age gap between you two as it is Derek and I.
yeah, it's good to have a mix on a podcast. Definitely, where you're spewing thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, is Seth not married?
No, girlfriend.
Okay,
Girl.
so it's just like me, except
Yeah, I
I'm
got married
single.
super young.
Well,
so
Derek's married. He's old though.
there you go.
I mean, they've been married a while.
Yeah, I mean, I was with my high school sweetheart girlfriend for a little over 6 years now. We've been married for a little over a year now. So
Okay, well, congrats.
thank you.
So going back into music, if you could only listen to one artist, who would it be?
That's like the impossible question.
I mean, for me, it's
Uh,
possible.
Ooh,
The Weeknd.
that's pretty. I'm not like the weekend. I don't know.
Have you ever listened to like his old stuff, like from
I have.
Trilogy?
Yep.
So I remember that came out when I was in middle school.
Okay.
So I've been listening to him since that, and then watching his like evolution. The reason I say him is because you could have songs you could cry to.
Yep.
You have songs that bang.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of, like a good mix. I would say,
It's either The Weeknd or like Lil Wayne for me.
oh, Wayne's a good answer. I'd probably go Drake, maybe Kendrick.
I mean, both of those are fair, especially Kendrick.
I don't know. I mean, I love like Stevie Wonder. Love Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
I love Luke Bryan. I don't probably Drake. Drake's I feel like is the answer. I don't know. I'd probably get tired of it too, but
I
Drake's
mean,
the
I
answer.
get tired of everything.
Yeah, I mean you got to mix it up, but that's an impossible question.
No, yeah, no.
It's a good question.
Um, yeah, it's something on the way here that I'm like listening to Wale, and I'm like, oh, it's been so long since I've just like listened to like an album like in a row.
Yeah.
Other than like when Don Toliver dropped his new one,
Yep.
that's still on repeat for me, and it's so sad
That's how I get out. I'll listen to the new thing so much that I burn out of
Oh,
it.
I still
and I have
love
to go
it.
back and listen to it. I same with like the new Kendrick album. Like I love that new Metro Boomin albums. Like love those, and then I'll get tired of them. So then I take like a year off, and then
Yeah,
you go back.
yeah. I'm so sad he's not up for a Grammy for that album.
And there's been like Travis Scott's gotten the shaft on a few of them.
I mean, has he ever really put out an album that's like album of the year though?
Astroworld, no question.
Right, but other than that, it's like
Utopia is pretty good too. You think of like the cultural pull though. That's the thing that
he's
like,
always going to have that pull.
yeah. So it's like you put that like that's the factor. It's like
The
well,
issue,
like sneaker of the year. Like, is it the one that like the Polaroids that have a ton of meaning,
yeah,
like super like nichey, and they really hit a
yeah,
core audience, or is it like the reimagined Jordan 1 Lost and Founds that like everyone can relate to? Like,
yeah.
they blow up on the internet. Like, that's
Actually,
like
I actually wanted to ask you something kind of like that.
okay.
What's like your hot take in sneakers? Because I don't know if it's a hot take for me, but like my pet peeve is how everybody hates pandas, but refuses to say that it's the same thing for the white on white Air Forces.
Fair enough. I think that they are the same. I think that it's just the everyday person that's maybe a little into sneakers beater shoe.
Well, so are Air Forces.
Yep, they both are. They're
Exactly.
both one and the same. It's
And
just the pandas are the new version.
And that's why I can't correlate like the hate for it because I mean, you probably see it on TikTok. It's like, what's the worst sneaker ever? And everyone's like, the pandas.
Those are always clickbaity videos.
I understand that.
And I don't know what my take is.
I think my big thing is my big pet peeve or my hot take is everybody's wearing the same thing at this point.
See that? I think my hot take would be that I like to break out stuff that nobody has. And maybe it's not even a hot take, but like Little Yachty does it where he'll buy the new shoe and he won't wear it for
he'll sit on it.
So that's kind of where I'm at now. Like I just got these Jumpmans and it's just a model
I've never seen those in person.
It's just like
but I'm a big fan of Earth Tones.
Same.
Like one of my favorite shoes is the Mocha 3s.
Yep.
And I had 2 pairs of those, but I had to sell one during COVID to pay for my car or to make a car payment.
Yep.
And I had to do that with my UNC threes. That still hurts me to this day
I was
because,
getting back.
well, now the mochas have skyrocketed. I
They're
bought,
probably retro those pretty soon, I would imagine.
well, maybe because so I hit my first pair for retail and I got my second pair on clearance.
Okay.
So I sold the clearance pair and I was able to like pay my car
Yep.
for them. I was like, sick. This is sweet.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I just want them again because now my other ones are just they don't look good.
Yeah. Get them beat up. Yeah. I don't. I think to just. It's yeah. I think wearing what you actually like and not based on the price or what other people think.
There we go. I think that's mine too. I feel like there's no individuality anymore.
I do like wearing the cool stuff, the expensive stuff,
Yeah.
the stuff that everyone has. I do like doing that, but I think it's cool when you wear something that,
That you like.
yes, that people are like, what are those?
Yeah.
And like, tell me about them. So,
Yeah. One of my favorite low key shoes that I own are the what are they? The Union Cortezes.
yes.
That's a shoe that it came out and nobody liked.
Yeah, they're like $50. I wear
love them.
Cortezes all the
I
time.
wear them and everyone's like, what are those? I'm like, yeah, nobody wanted these.
Don't
And then it's like on the flip side, I have the black Levi's,
eat the stuff.
and it's like it's one of those things where it's like I never break these out, but I was going to tonight because I got to.
This sneaker podcast.
Well, these were my Valentine's Day gift to myself years ago
It's a good
because
gift.
I love myself. And then as soon as I bought them, the prices shot up and I got pissed.
Yeah, I've always wanted the white pair.
I wanted to dye them, like tie dye them.
Not some shoes look good. Seth and I were just talking about this Chico 4s.
Oh yeah,
Bleach those because I bleached a pair of those way back in the day. But yeah, I like the Levi pack. They're just so expensive.
I
It's
have
not
a
like a top tier. Like I need to go get those.
yeah. I have a denim Air Force One that I distressed with like a Dremel and
That's cool.
everything.
Yep.
Those are cool. Yeah,
That's fun.
it's not like a Levi's one. It was like the four by whatever came out years ago.
Yep.
Bought a pair. Took a Dremel, distressed them, and
Oh, that's fun.
so stuff like that. I think is really fun.
Well, there you go.
I think that's what's missing in a lot of sneakers now. And now the stuff's starting to hit clearance again. I'm starting to get that love back.
The past COVID, yeah. I mean, we've definitely hit a low point.
Yeah,
It is what it is. I mean, it's good, it's bad, it's indifferent. I don't.
it's a cycle, right? Because
100%
a few years ago, ones would never go on clearance.
Nope, it'll come back. COVID triggered that with all the stimuluses and everyone's sitting inside, and it's weird because nobody's wearing shoes, but people were buying shoes all the time.
So I would wear shoes around the house just to feel normal.
People were doing that.
Yeah, I
think it was just something that people trading cards and video games and TikTok, like something to put your mind into during that time when you're sitting inside.
I was still taking classes at that point. I never finished my degree.
Okay.
I should. I have like 2 classes left, but I can't.
Yeah, you should.
I can't take them together though. That's the hard part. So it's like a year that I have to like dedicate. I'm going to.
You should.
I'm going to.
You should. It's something that once you're done with it, you'll forget about it. But when you need it, you always have it.
Yeah. Well, it's a business.
What was the
business?
See, mine was a creative digital media degree, so it's like same deal where it's like not a nursing degree or something that's super important, but it's like I have it if I go get it.
Well, and the cool part is like in my position, I'm using it actively. It's just I don't physically have it.
I've learned more on YouTube University, but still got the degree.
So I would sit in my classes on Zoom and just have sneakers on, just for me to like feel like I'm.
Yeah, no, I totally get
like
that.
I'm just like I have all these shoes and they're not being worn. I'm like I just need to feel normal again.
Yeah,
and that's what I was doing. That's how I would justify it. I'm like I'm gonna wear it. Like I have the undefeated Air Max 90s and I love those. Like very ACG-esque.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I just need these in my life.
I totally get that.
So to me, that was like the beauty of sneakers and everything. Couple more questions.
Yep.
I wish Derek was here to kind of interject a little bit. We typically end these with food related questions.
Okay.
I love food.
I do too.
I love it. After this, I'm going to go do Taco Bell.
I think I'm going to go bring the wife home with a blizzard.
Ooh. So the cool part is I've eaten around here.
Okay.
I worked next door.
Yep.
5 years. I would DoorDash everything from around here.
There's a lot.
I've been here so long that that mango place has been 3 different things.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a cherry berry, and then it was a rolled ice cream place,
Yep.
and that didn't last very long. And now it's a mango mango.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've been here that
There you
long.
go.
Got me so old. Where should Derek and I go eat around here? Because the sad part is my favorite place closed.
Okay. Uh,
So my favorite place to eat in Maple Grove was JC's Sports Bar.
okay.
Now it's Dunkin' Donuts.
I would say Malone's.
That's a good one.
Malone's the classic. I would say uh the Pittsburgh Blue Steakhouse is very good.
So my
If you're balling on
favorite,
a budget, the happy hour is insane there.
my favorite is actually Granite City, right
Granite
across
City's
the
good.
parking lot.
I'm a little, it's like a bougie Applebee's kind of vibe.
Granite City.
Yeah.
I haven't been in there in a long
That one,
time.
we went for a birthday about 8 months, a year ago, probably about a year ago, and it just was like a no knock on Granite City, but it felt like a way nicer
See,
Applebee's.
I like Applebee's.
I do too, but there's a
Sometimes,
time and a place for
sometimes that tenders basket just hits.
it. Yeah, fair enough. I would say Malone's are, I mean, Pittsburgh Blue is good, or yeah, I mean that's Chipotle. It's a good go-to.
Andover's getting a Chipotle.
Are they?
I'm pretty pumped. Yeah,
They're kind of going up everywhere now.
it's going right next to the McDonald's.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that would be my Rex for that.
Okay, so I don't know how to word this because I should have worded them differently. Generally, we'll have guests do, hey, take us through your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like
Hmm.
around here, like where'd you get breakfast? Where'd you get lunch? Where'd you get dinner?
Hmm.
Like walk me through it.
I would go. I'm not a big breakfast guy, but I go to Kingdom Coffee quite a bit,
Okay,
right down the road from here. Lunch, probably Chipotle.
okay.
Big Chipotle guy. Malone's is pretty good. They got some good fish tacos there. And then dinner, Pittsburgh Blue. Granite City's good.
Even though it's like a bougie Applebee's.
Bougie Applebee's. I can't think of the Brick and Bourbon. Brick and Bourbon. I
I've
really
been there. I went there when
like
it
that.
first
So
opened, and it was a
they don't have any reservations, so that's the only problem. It's always come in and wait.
it was a zoo when I went.
It's always busy, but that place is good. So that's my ideal day.
Okay, all places I can go to,
They're all very good.
which is
Can't
why
miss.
I've been to all of them other than Pittsburgh Blue.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, I'm like,
can't miss at those.
no, it's just not. Food around here is great.
Yes, 100%.
Great around here. So, I mean, I think that's all I got for you.
Appreciate it.
The big thing was just like the golf and sneakers. Although, hold on, you asked me what's in my bag. What's in your bag?
Oh, that's a good question. So I am going to Vegas tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'm flying out. I'm going to play in Laughlin with my dad.
What are you packing in your golf bag then?
So I just got the new 7-Eleven Sunday collab golf bag.
Okay.
I had just thought it was really cool. I ended up getting one. So I have that. Driver, I have the original Sim. That was the first new driver I ever bought when I was working out at Medina in high school. I was like, I'm gonna ball out and buy a new driver. Because before that I had a Ping G, and so
Oh, those are nice.
got the original. Yeah, I like that. But the Sim, it's hot. I like it. I got gifted a Maverick 3-wood from two Maverick 3-woods from a member out at Medina, so I still have one of those. 13.5 degree, pretty aggressive. Over the summer I got a new Tour Edge 2-iron that I really like. It's like an all black hybrid 2-iron.
I love a 2-iron.
Yeah, I do too. And that was like the perfect gap between my 230 and my 280 club. So I like that. And then irons, I have some Miras that I don't use. But I also use some old, I don't even know what they are. They're Ping I something.
That sounds right. Yeah, they've had a lot of
They're a
them.
cavity back. My dad's a Minnesota PGA pro, and he's been using them forever. So
Yeah.
he's actually the head of golf ops over at Sundance.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
if you ever want to go play, we can go out there.
I mean,
So
I'm not far from here.
they're undergoing some course transformations right now, but pretty cool. It's the same owner as Power Ledge. owns that place.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Power Lodge owner gave us tickets to the drag races in Brainerd.
Yeah,
So
BIR.
yeah, so we had
I was
like
up there too.
we had to like go find his house.
So the owner of Power Lodge is my dad's childhood friend. They've known each
Okay.
other since they were 2 years old.
Brad and I go up there and he's like, yeah, it's in the grill. And Brad and I figured out that we weren't at the right house.
Yeah.
So we're opening up this guy's grill and Brad's like, they're not there. And I'm like, Brad, this probably isn't the house then. Like, we're gonna get shot, dude. We're in
Exactly, up
Brainerd.
in Brainerd, yeah. But yeah, so I got some ping irons. I got Vokey, some sevens. I don't know what they are. The grooves are still semi-fresh, so I
Yeah.
got those. Putter, I have this very particular about it. It was kind of like it was a deep, dark eBay hunt for it. It's
Oh
an
no.
Odyssey PW, all black. It's an uh, extended blade putter, black shaft, black grip, murdered out, and then I have some lead tape on the bottom to make it a little heavier. So I love that thing. And then yeah, that's the setup.
What is it? The Odyssey.
Odyssey PW, I believe it's called.
I'm gonna find it.
Okay. It's all black. It's from like 2017.
Is it the one that has like the circles in it? Or is it more of like a blade?
Let me find it here.
Okay. Also, I figured out I have the Rogue from Callaway.
There you go.
That's my driver. I had to Google it. And as soon as I always forget the name. And then as soon as I look it up, I'm like, it's the fucking Rogue. It's black and copper. It's beautiful.
It's the Odyssey 2018 black and chrome All Works putter. There you go. That's the image.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's the setup.
I'm picky about
Good old reliable.
the shape of putters. If they're too big, it freaks me out and I get anxious and then I don't do very well. That's like the shape I like.
Yeah, it's particular. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the setup. It's hasn't changed in a while besides the 2 iron, and hopefully it works pretty good tomorrow in Vegas.
Yeah, no, good luck. I grew
Thank you.
up playing a 1, 2, and 3 iron.
There you go.
So being able to add a 2 iron to my bag, loved it. I'm hitting it around at Trey Burton. Everyone's looking at me like, are you supposed to hit that off the tee? I'm like, no, watch this.
No,
Just
it's my out of the tree shot.
oh, I'm like middle of the fairway on a hill. I'm like, just watch this rocket, just up and then down,
Yeah,
and
comfortable with it. They're fun.
oh, beautiful club, beautiful.
So
Well, Charlie, thanks for joining us.
thank you very much.
I shouldn't say us. Thanks for joining me. Derek's here in spirit. I was like, I'll probably give him a call. He's probably sleeping. He's an old man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah.
I know sometimes it's kind of scary to just meet up in person, so I wanted to do it at a place that's local
I appreciate it.
and that has cameras.
And
And I trust Chaz and Jess with my life. The fact that they're not even here and they're just like, hey, just like leave. I'm like, okay. But I guess like if they know if like shit's missing,
there you go.
it's me.
Yeah.
And I play golf with them all the time. So
Yeah.
if you ever want to go to Twins game or play golf, let me know. That offer
Definitely stay in
stands.
touch, that's for sure.
Cool. I know Derek wants to meet you. I know he's really bummed about it. So
We'll do more this coming summer for sure.
yeah, we'll have to have you back on as well. So but cool, yeah. Good luck in Vegas. Have fun.
you.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.